Can this be accomplished? I know you're all
As a man, I'm flesh and blood. I can be ignored, I can be destroyed, but as a symbol, as a symbol, I can be incorruptible.
He gave us a signal.
Where are you?
Something elemental, something terrifying.
Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to another episode of Cavecast. I'm Sammy 3-Pete. With me as always is Drunken Emerald Arrow. Hey, how's your morning going?
My sleep pattern has been all completely screwed up. So I'm consistently waking up middle of the night and then getting back to sleep and having crap for sleep. So I've been up for about 3 hours already, 3+ hours. And keep in mind, I live over on the Pacific time zone.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You know, I'm rapidly approaching 40. I got this new phenomenon where I'm getting up in the middle of the night to pee. That's
been happening for years now.
That's super fun.
Hey, I hit 45 next year, so
Oh my god. You know, it's not that bad, but you know, and then when but I remember like being like 18 when like talking to someone my age now and they're like, hey, it doesn't get any better, and then like I talk to someone who's 60 and they're like, hey, it really doesn't get any better, and you're just like, really? Because how much worse can it get? I can assure you it gets worse. But
maybe they were right. High school was the best time of our lives.
Best time of our lives.
No responsibility, really just living life, not really having a care in the world over most things. And then you get older and you actually have to be an adult and actually be a functioning member of society, and it sucks.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to go back to when I didn't have any responsibility or, you know, stuff like that. But then again, oh my god, my landscaper's texting me about something. It's like the grass is done growing. Leave me alone.
Are they wanting to be your plow service next?
Yeah, we got that taken care of. Let's see. Let's jump in. You know, normally more people jump in as we go on, but we got Sergeant.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, buddy. We got
blue collar. It's okay, Sammy. I just drink alcohol like I'm 13.
Yeah. not all of us have the iron liver like blue collar does, but yeah, I wish I could like drink and smoke the way I was when I was like, you know, in high school, or just bounce back. But let's not beat around the bush. We got a very interesting character, another golden age character. We've had a lot of golden age characters in a row, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you know, if we're starting out, if we're taking an academic approach to the world and lore of Batman, we should probably establish all of his early villains as early as possible. And I really think that we've done that. I don't think that there's any, like, besides Ra's al Ghul, who needed to be mentioned anyway, because he is kind of a fundamental pillar in Batman nowadays. But I don't think that we've mentioned a lot of newer age bad guys yet, which obviously we'll get to them, but I would like to get a lot of the golden age guys out of the way first. And today we're talking about Dr. Hugo Strange, and I believe this character has been around since the 40s. So I actually I know he's been around since the 40s, and one of the reasons
1931 again. He comes in even sooner. Watch.
Yeah. Well, he predates the Joker. He's older than the Joker. So he's been around for quite some time. So let's take a little gander. Oh, I forgot to put my nice little banner. El Gaucho says, like the stream, hombre. El Gaucho says, subscribe to the channel, amigo. El Gaucho says, share the stream, mi amor.
Different veins of passion.
Yes, the passion. Let's get into it. So we'll just share this guy right here. I'll just add it to the stage. Hugo Strange, the supervillain appearing in comics.
I was close.
I said, you know. The character is one of Batman's first recurring villains and was one of the first to discover his identity. He first appeared in Detective Comics 36 in February of 1940. So, I mean, within the first year or so, Batman's
Yeah, I was thinking 40. I was thinking 41 because we had a lot that have just all of a sudden popped up in 41.
Yes. So he's a notorious enemy of Batman. The villain has appeared in various forms in non-comic media, including animation, video games, and live-action television. Portrayed by B.D. Wong. Actually, I didn't hate B.D. Wong's portrayal of this character. Oh, okay. You know, this is OG Bob Kane, Bill Finger. So Bill Finger. Golden Age. Professor Hugo Strange first appears in Detective Comics 36 as a scientist, criminal mastermind who uses stolen concentrated lightning. He uses a stolen concentrated lightning machine. God, I love the Golden Age. I was like, you know, so electricity.
Yeah.
It's a surge of electricity. Let's see. Oh, don't worry. We'll be covering all of his iterations. You know, we get the full thing. Yeah, the comic book character is. Oh, I get it. You mean some strange.
Yeah, it took you a
All right.
second there.
Like with a woman.
Yes. Let's explain the joke even further. So he's talking about a woman.
I've seen a couple of them in my lifetime. I just thought BD Wong had this like over the top comic book baritone voice in Gotham. He just sounded like a comic book. He did. He understood the assignment. Like there is a certain amount of campiness that you have to play. Like Hugo Strange, besides like in the Arkham games, yeah, it was a joke. Hugo Strange, besides like in the Arkham games, are actually you can't play him. Most of the time they give him like that crazy like German accent. Like he's not really meant to be taken seriously. Like he, you know, he's the evil scientist. You know, that's what it is. But so he first appears, he's a scientist. He has a concentrated lightning machine, which we all agreed that's just electricity. It's to generate a dense fog every night so his gang can rob banks unseen. Though he knows that Batman poses a threat to him, Batman, who already knows of Strange's experiments, begins investigating him after one of his henchmen commits murder. When the robbers are apprehended, Strange vows to set a trap for Batman and deal with him personally. He has a dozen of his men ambush the vigilante. I ain't enough to take down Batman. And one of them knocks him out with a blackjack. Wow, I guess it is enough to take down Batman. Look at me. Batman wakes up in Strange's lair, where Strange hangs him from his wrists and lashes him with a whip. Okay. Yeah, like I said, the fog machine was probably the size of a room. I'm gonna have to go back. I have the Golden Age omnibus, and yeah, I'm sure it's much bigger than it needs to be to create fog. Although I don't know if they had dry ice back in the 30s, or the 40s. Who knows? So they knock him down. Strange starts whipping him like the bad boy he is. Batman breaks the ropes, gasses the room, and defeats Strange, who is jailed and quickly is planning his escape. In Batman #1, spring 1940, Strange carries out his escape plan and recruits a gang of criminals, then breaks out 5 patients from Arkham Asylum. So Arkham Asylum goes all the way back. Yeah, see, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, that's newer.
74. Yeah, that is incorrect. Incorrect. It probably just is like they just say the asylum. It's probably just
it probably did not have the actual name of Arkham. It was probably just an asylum, a Gotham asylum.
See, what I think happened here, and what tends to happen in a lot of these Golden Age comics, and when they're transferred to something like a Wikipedia, is there will be a retelling where they'll bring like a Golden Age story, and then they'll bring it into like the Silver or the Bronze Age or even the Modern Age, and they tell basically the same story, but it's got more lore attached to it since the lore has grown. So someone probably read a retelling of this, which the asylum would of course be Arkham Asylum, and then they put it in. But yes, if we're going through the timeline, that the not the Batman timeline, the actual real world timeline, no, that's impossible. Arkham Asylum didn't show up.
Not by name.
No. And he uses them as test subjects, turning them into monsters with his artificial growth hormone. This will probably be the thing that Hugo Strange is known for the most. It's Hugo Strange and his Monster Men. His Monster Men were even mentioned. I just read there's a novelization continuation of the Batman '89 movies, and these books take place in between Batman proper and Batman Returns, and Hugo Strange and Clayface were the bad guys in this. And then of course, like, his main thing is he has to make Monster Men, and yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. There he is, Junior, my buddy. Good to see you, friend of the channel. So yeah, Arkham Asylum, it turns them into Monster Men. He outfits them with bulletproof clothing and uses them to rampage through Gotham City and distract the police while his men commit robberies. Strange administers the serum to Batman after the Giants capture him, saying it will work within 18 hours. Batman tricks 2 of the monsters into killing each other and formulates a drug to prevent his any abnormal secretions of his pituitary gland, preventing his transformation. See, that even to me feels incorrect. Like that feels incorrect. Like that's not something that they would talk about in a Golden Age comic. They wouldn't talk about like, oh, the giganticism comes from your pituitary gland. That would
they wouldn't have really known that at that time. Not that early.
Well, even still, it's not even something that, like, keep in mind, like when these first hit, they were meant for like kids at the newsstand. Yeah. Like, it didn't have the full on market. They wouldn't be talking, like, a kid would be like, "What's a pituitary gland?" And the dad would be like, "Shut up, go upstairs. I need to drink and hit your mother because it's the 40s." Preventing,
if you use oranges, doesn't leave a fruit.
So you're talking to that colored girl on the street corner. You stay with your own. You stay with your own. That's the age we're talking about. There's nothing about the pituitary gland. Ryu, always good to see you. We are well. Everything's good. Dempsey, also good to see you, my friend. Yeah, and like I said, friend of the channel, 1940s dad racism. But hey, Gaio Kierman. I don't think I've seen you in this chat before. Thanks for stopping in. Right now we're talking Hugo Strange. So yeah, so that also seems like something someone read a retelling of this story and they're writing it now. He's so he's able to prevent the transformation. It's also something that he's able to do in the Arkham games. So he sends Strange to his apparent death in a fall off of a cliff, although he suspects that the mad scientist had survived because supervillain. And he's one of like the first 3 supervillains. So the first one, I believe, to die in comic books and like make a return is Dr. Death. Dr. Death in the early issues of Batman kept just coming back like a bad penny, and you would also start to think that Dr. Death was like his arch nemesis, but these guys all predate the Joker. So Earth 1, now is this Earth 1 proper, or okay, this is so this is Earth 1 proper. This is not the new Earth 1 or anything like this. So he returned years later in the 70s in the Strange Apparitions story arc. That's Detective Comics 469 to 470. So he dies apparently in episode 46 or in issue 46. And he doesn't show up for another 400 issues. He was on ice for quite some time. Having survived his earlier death, Strange left Gotham City and went to Europe for several years, where his criminal career prospered with no one to challenge him.
Well, they didn't want to oversaturate.
Yeah, and and they wouldn't want to be rude. The Europeans, they're not big on arresting criminals these days, apparently. Bored and hoping to pit his wits against Batman again, Strange, now using the alias of Dr. Todd Hunter, opens a private hospital, Gay Towers Clinic, for Gotham's wealthiest citizens, where he holds them for ransom before mutating them into mindless monsters. That's what he does. He turns you into monsters. Agreed. Europe has no heroes. And if we do, we don't read about them.
At this point, if you're going to go to the Grey Towers, and there's already known that the ransom, if you go as a rich person, they get to what they want.
Towers.
They know what they're getting into. Yeah. Well, I mean, granted, they've held other rich people for ransom. They're not going to do it to me, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm the special one. When Bruce Wayne checks into the hospital to recover discreetly from radiation burns he's sustained while fighting Dr. Phosphorus. Dr. Phosphorus, another old character. Let's see. Oh no, 77. No, I guess that's old by today's standpoint, but not old in comic books. Dr. Phosphorus is pretty sweet though.
Voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Yep. Strange finds out that Wayne is Batman and uses his information to wreak havoc on his personal life. Strange then attempts to auction the identity of Batman to Rupert Thorne, the Penguin, and the Joker. And there's also a wonderful episode of Batman the Animated Series that uses this storyline. They also throw in, I believe, Two-Face and Poison Ivy. I'm not sure if Poison Ivy's there, but you can double check. I'm sure it'll mention it moving forward. Not wanting to lose, Thorne has Strange abducted and beaten by his men to reveal Batman's identity, but Strange apparently dies without ever telling him. Strange's ghost returns to haunt Thorne driving him insane. Thorne confesses his corruption and is then sent to Arkham Asylum, probably because Arkham Asylum did exist at that point. So Strange's ghost returns again to haunt Thorne in Detective Comics 513. So another 100 episodes, or another 100 issues. I don't know why I keep saying episodes. So in 1982, although it's not as long as like the 20-year hiatus he was on. So his ghost comes back. I completely agree. Dr. Phosphorus is OP. And so it's 513, 516, 518, 520. And then Batman 354, leading up to the appearance of the real Hugo Strange in the last panel of the 5th issue, is mentioned here, as he revealed 2 issues later, Strange had indeed survived the beating from Thorne's men by using yoga techniques to slow his heartbeat. I like how it's yoga. Normally it was like, oh, I learned this from like a Tibetan monk, or
just yoga.
Yeah,
I mean, he was with yoga moms. He learned how to slow his heartbeat.
He's like, first we will do downward facing dog, then we will slow our heartbeat, and then we will make monsters. That's what he's got going on. Hey, you're right in you're with friends, bro. I'm 38.
Like I said, 45 in less than 6 months.
No worries. It happens to the best of us. So he slows his heartbeat to an undetectable level, like Haji from No way. Dempsey, you're 46? You're gonna have to give me some secrets. Oh, we have a giant beard. That's what it is. That's crazy, bro. I would have pegged that you were my age or a little younger. Wow, 79. Let's see. So yeah, he's doing yoga, you know. He's tracking his moon cycles, he's slowing down his heartbeat, he's making monster men. And then Strange also artificially created the ghost of himself that haunted Thorne by using strategically placed devices that simulated the appearance of a spirit. So projectors, or like upon his return, Strange used the devices again to bring back the ghost, so he could punish Thorne for double crossing him. Subsequently, Strange attempted to weaken Bruce Wayne through the use of drugs and lifelike robots called mandroids.
I prefer fembots. Anyway,
yeah, I was gonna say, mandroids. I don't like it, but and also lifelike robots, like those are called androids. Like, why would you just call them androids?
No, the mandroids.
Yeah. Look, it goes with his, because it sounds creepier to say with a German accent. It's like, release the mandroids. And I was like, oh, that's okay. With the ultimate goal of destroying Wayne and completely, so he could take his place as Batman. So yes, that's another thing that has now been part and parcel. He doesn't just want to like destroy Bruce Wayne. He wants to like be Batman, even though like has none of the training. He does have a brilliant mind, but it's not all there. So Strange apparently dies once more when he attempts to kill Batman by blowing up a replica of Wayne Manor with himself in it, stating that if he cannot be Batman, no one can. Batman survives the explosion. No trace of Strange is found. Later, Strange returns yet again. The Hugo Strange that died in the explosion was revealed by the real Strange to be a mandroid. You guessed it, mandroid. So in Batman Annual number 10, 1986, another attempt to destroy Batman and Bruce Wayne, this time attempting to financially bankrupt Wayne by using various tricks to force 3 Wayne Enterprises shareholders to sell their stocks holdings to him so he could bankrupt the company. He also attempts to frame Batman as a criminal. However, Strange is defeated and sent to prison. Batman is able to stop Strange from further exploiting his knowledge of his secret identity by falsely claiming that he hypnotized Strange to give him the fake idea of Batman's true identity just before Commissioner Gordon shows up to arrest him. His explanation is so convincing that Strange begins to wonder if Batman is attempting a complex double bluff by letting him think that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and thus doubts whether his original conclusion is correct.
If you want to share my screen, I've got Dr. Strange as Batman.
Oh yeah, there you go. So he's unwell. He's what he said? Yeah, it's symbolism.
Yeah, make him feel I'm omnipotent.
Yes, it must make him feel hellishly strong. I mean, you know, he's pretty buff for an old mad scientist. I mean, I'll give him that. He's taking. Well, we already know he does yoga, so you know,
right?
You know, but let's Earth 2. So now, this. What is it? Earth 2. That would be the continuation of like the golden age, so I'm guessing this is like post-crisis. In the Earth 2 version of Strange, he has a similar history to the Earth 1 version and also survives a fall that he experienced in Detective Comics 46. In the Brave and the Bold 182, so January 1982, is revealed that he is left paralyzed by the fall, but after years of physical therapy, he regains enough movement to write out the surgical techniques needed to repair his damaged body and bribes the surgeon to perform the operation. So, you know, this guy smart enough to cure paralysis. So he's got that going for him. Let's see. The surgeon lacks Strange's skill, and the operation leaves Strange deformed. Strange uses one of his devices to capture Starman. There you go. No. Starman's cosmic rod. Which, you know, by the way, I also use that term, but it's for Mrs. Threepeat. But yes, Starman.
No, that's what you call yours. I call mine disappointment.
It's the cosmic rod. Yeah, but also, like I said, here he is again, Gardner Fox, baby. Gardner Fox, one of the underrated creators in comics. He said it's a variation of Superman's famous outfit, topped with a Buck Rogers style helmet. And it is, for where it is, it's a pretty sweet design. He also has a bunch of different iterations. And then I believe they made that movie with I guess that movie is unrelated. But never mind. It doesn't matter. We are getting off topic. So he's deformed, but with Starman's cosmic rod, to use the power to attack everyone and everything that Batman holds dear. He generates a storm in Gotham. He's big on making storms too, I guess. To obtain the device, which creates a dimensional doorway to Earth 1, bringing that universe's Batman over to Earth 2, which allows him and Earth 2's Robin to join with Earth 2's Batwoman in defeating Strange. Yeah, so there's a lot of crossover there. Strange realizes that he is in fact angry at his own wasted life and deformed body, and uses the cosmic rod to commit suicide. uh, yeah, let's see. Yes. Actually, I did like the Stargirl show. But yes, everybody, Cosmic Rod gets around. It does. So you guys can make jokes about that all you like. Let's see. Post-crisis. So yeah, you knew that it was pre-crisis just from they had this world's Batman jumping in with Earth 2 Robin and everything, and then eventually it got so convoluted. We had Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it was the first real retcon in DC's history. So in post-crisis continuity, Strange was introduced to the Prey storyline, which pretty sweet cover, if I do say so myself. As an eccentric private psychiatrist enlisted to help a task force assigned to capture Batman by providing them with a psychological profile of the vigilante. While brilliant at his work, Strange is depicted as being equally as unbalanced. He becomes so obsessed with the case, he starts wearing a replica Batman costume in private and convinced that he alone understands the darkness that drives Batman. So they really started. That is something that was good about Crisis on Infinite Earths. A lot of these characters, besides like the big three, you did get a much more streamlined backstory for these characters, and Hugo Strange is one of them. But it's like from the get, he was like, I just want to dress up like Batman and make monsters. Like that's not a big deal. It's not
Besides yoga, I started to work my core.
yes, I just bought a brand new yoga mat and a new cape for my Batman costume, and I am going to do yoga. Let's see. According to Commissioner Gordon, Strange was abandoned as a child and grew up in state homes. A bright kid, but he apparently
I would say it's probably the 40, so it probably was a straight home. But anyway,
yes.
continue.
That's correct. A bunch of jealous bitches, all villains. It's always that way. Probably the most so is the Scarecrow. He's just the most jealous bitch of all time. Yeah, well, before that, they were just kind of willy-nilly making heroes and villains and throwing them all together. It got messy. Yes, absolutely. And they also, another reason that we had Crisis on Infinite Earths, as we've seen through a lot of these Golden Age characters, and sometimes we go on deep dives on other characters, is DC Comics incorporated different comic characters that they had in different comic universes that they had bought over the years, like Charlton, Fawcett, all those, and they use this big reboot as to bring in Shazam, as to bring in Blue Beetle, Peacemaker, all those characters. So like having a giant reboot like this was the perfect time where you had these characters that they've acquired and couldn't figure out how to put them into the universe proper. That's how they put them into the universe proper. So I mean, it does have a plan now. When they reboot it every 5 years, that's because they write themselves into a weird corner and they don't know how to get out. Yeah, Comic Shazam is OP. And there was a point in time when he first came out, he was selling better than Superman was, and DC Comics actually had to sue Fawcett Comics because
I do have to push back on you a little bit.
What?
Yes, in the past, they had to reboot because they did that to themselves and put themselves into a corner. Now they're rebooting because they can't write worth shit. And so they have to try again. That's what's happening with the reboots now.
Well, I mean, it's both, right? It was like now they suck and they write themselves into a corner. And I mean, so much so. All Batman has to do to neutralize Strange is take him out on a date. It's like I'm very glad that you took time and you're spending
Bruce.
time with me, Bruce.
Shall we split the bill, or are you paying? You did ask.
Are we going Dutch on this, or? But let's say he was abandoned as a child. Oh, here we go. Sergeant's got something for us. Yeah, since the 2010s, DC has been rebooting so much. It's like, it's fine if you want to clean house like every 10 years or so, but like, dude, every like 5 years is nuts. Now, granted, they had to do it because the New 52 was just abysmal, and that's fine. I understand that. But even now, like, you could argue that like Dark Knight's Metal, all those, every single Rebirth, all of those, you've had like 6 reboots, or at least 4 reboots within like the last 5 years. And it was like, guys, get it the fucking together. You don't have to make these big, huge events every single year. They don't even like sell. You have to be buying every single, since there's so many crossovers, you have to buy so many different issues to like follow the stories, and most people won't buy and just wait till it comes out on like trade paperback. That's what I do. It's too much to, I'm not gonna get 7 different issues a month. Yeah. Oh, go back on our Bat Family episode. We talk all about that shit. And as a matter of fact, with the Bat Family and Batman Incorporated, I mean, that's how we got our show's mascot, and that's El Gaucho.
For what's right. For love. My balls are a cry for justice. My dick veins are a cry of passion. I am El Gaucho.
Never a dull moment, and couldn't have an episode without talking about El Gaucho. Yeah, Signal doesn't even have a Batman name, and he also dresses up in bright fucking yellow. Great way
for
to
night work.
Let's see. The MCU could use a reboot.
Hey, you want to know what? Hey, you want to give Signal a little bit of love in the sense that he's understanding that to avoid being hit by cars at night, he's wearing bright colors.
Yeah. No, I Dempsey, I'll have you on. We'll have like a MCU discussion. They shouldn't even have the Infinity Gauntlet for all that. It was like Thanos could have been an Avengers level threat without the Infinity Gauntlet. They just needed to bring that. They should have been getting to the Infinity Gauntlet now, because they killed Thanos, yet they keep bringing in Thanos-centric characters like Adam Warlock, Star Fox, Pip the Troll. I mean, Drax the Destroyer's one of his powers is to know where Thanos is at all times. Just a bunch of stupid decisions. Okay, moving on. So, according to Commissioner Gordon, Strange was abandoned as a child, grew up in a state home, a bright kid, but apparently had a hell of a temper. Nobody knows how he put himself through college and medical school. Strange was raised in an orphanage in the lower side of East Gotham, in a neighborhood known as Hell's Crucible. Sounds like a rough neighborhood. As an adult, he became a professor of psychiatry at Gotham State University, but had his tenure suspended after using his position to promote a series of increasingly bizarre genetic engineering theories. He is approached by an Indian man named Sanjay, who seeks Strange's aid in curing his sick brother. Strange agrees to help. Sanjay works loyally by his side from this point onward, borrowing money from Sal Maroni, who is in the employ of Carmine Falcone. Strange sets up a private laboratory just to test his theories. He then bribes a corrupt orderly to supply him with ideal test subjects, inmates from Arkham Asylum who have been institutionalized for so long that they will not be missed. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, it is disabled abuse. Let's see. Sergeant True on the MCU. They need to reboot. Yeah, and that would have been a great time to have younger people come in, you know, have someone else play Iron Man, have someone else play Captain America, and then you can have the same conversations that everyone has had about Batman and James Bond for the last decades. Like, well, I really like, you know, the way Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man, and someone's like, no, I like the way that this actor played him better. And then you can have nerd conversations. Instead, they're like, nope, Black Panther, he's dead forever. It's like, okay, well, that's really dumb because he got one movie. And they're like, yeah, well, let's put his sister through it, and let's have this black girl with questionable morals be Iron Man now. Let's make terrible decisions. And they don't care because they got that mouse money. See, Brew. Man with the plan. See, Brew. All right. So, you know, so he's taking people who are institutionalized and won't be missed. Guess what? Strange's experiments have literally monstrous results, and his subjects turning into gigantic, mindless monster men. Shocker. Possessing superhuman strength and cannibalistic instinct. Strange uses the monster men to commit crimes so he can put together the money needed to pay back the mafia, his mafia connections. Batman becomes involved, discovering some of the gruesome remains of the monster men's cannibalistic rampages. When Strange sets his creation free for at an illegal poker game, helping himself to the victim's money after the slaughter. The Gotham Mafia begins to grow suspicious. Batman tracks Strange down, but is captured by Sanjay, and is then thrown to the Monster Men as an intended meal. Batman not only holds off the creature, but uses them as a part of his inventive escape, which they will not say. Strange is enthralled by Batman, believing that he has found a genetically perfect man. He creates one final Monster Man using a drop of Batman's blood. While his creation still has many of the flaws of its brothers, it lacks most of the grotesque disfigurements that plague Strange's earlier creations. Strange is subsequently forced to destroy his lab to evade capture. Soon after, he turns the monster men loose, including Sanjay's brother, who has been mutated as a result of Strange's treatments at Falcone's private estate, in a bid to wipe out the mob's leaders, erasing his debt and covering up all their ties to his work. In a battle that follows, all the monster men are killed, along with Sanjay, who abandoned Strange and dies trying to avenge his brother. Strange escapes amid the chaos and succeeds in eradicating all links between himself and his experiments. Confident that his criminal past is buried, he begins to appear on TV by reinventing himself as a psychological expert on Batman. So, you know, kind of a wild ride with Dr. Strange. He was like, well, if I can't do yoga and make monster men, maybe I can go on television. Ja? Not a bad idea.
I'm doing a little research right now to find out exactly where Dr. Strange got his degree from. I know it says they don't know, but I'm working on it.
Well, where he got the money to pay for his degree? I thought he went to Gotham U.
Oh.
Or he teaches there. Usually for just brevity's sake, it's like It's like they go to Gotham U and then they teach at Gotham U. They do something stupid and then they lose their tenure and then they get pissed off. They cry justice. They cried revenge, and then they do something fucking psychotic. That's usually how it goes. It's possible that the events of Doug Munch and Paul Gulacy's Prey storyline, it takes place at this point partially due to Strange's appearance on TV claiming to understand Batman's motives. Captain James Gordon is ordered to assemble a task force to apprehend the vigilante, with Strange assisting him as a consultant to deduce Batman's secret identity. As the task force's investigation progresses, Strange grows increasingly maniacal in his obsession with Batman, going so far as expressing his desire to become Batman and dressing up in a replica bat suit. To that end, Strange attempts to kill the Cape Crusader. However, Strange repeatedly underestimates the level of physical conditioning that is needed to be Batman. Strange also diagnoses Batman with various mental illnesses, such as explaining Batman's use of a costume as symptomatic of dissociative identity disorder, whereas Gordon more accurately explains that the Batsuit is intended for the purpose as of scaring individuals. Strange eventually concludes that Bruce Wayne is most likely Batman. Brainwashes the task force's commander to impersonate Batman to turn the public against him. Sends him to kidnap the mayor's daughter while dressed as the Dark Knight, despite Strange's attempts to psychologically break Batman by creating recordings and setting up mannequins of Thomas and Martha Wayne, blaming Bruce for their deaths, using Wayne Manor to enhance his illusions. Bruce is able to collect himself and focus in the Batcave. The following day, he confronts Strange and tricks him into doubting his hypothesis about Batman's identity, claiming that his parents are alive and living in Paraguay.
Why Paraguay?
I don't know. Hey, proud about. She'll be on the news with me tomorrow, and then that should be. You know what? I just realized something. Hold on. Just realized. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yes. So, yeah. Well, while you're searching for that, I'm going to throw out my my show for tonight. But we don't have to do it later.
Please do.
So insert title here. I'm playing with the idea. Actually, tonight at 7 p.m., I think we are going to do a Beatles an episode. Beatles trivia, some ranking. Mainly because
oh hell yeah!
I just had again. I didn't think about what I was planning, so that just kind of dawned in my head. Going, you want to know what? We'll rank like the album covers, and then maybe some of the songs, and then do some trivia, and just make it a Beatles theme night.
I'm a big Beatles guy.
As am I. So
cool. Might have someone challenge me on trivia.
No, I can't change that. I'm usually in last place. I can't.
No, you're the one. You like giving the questions, so like they kind of have you at a standpoint.
Yeah, a little bit.
But either way, he convinces Hugo Strange that his parents are alive and well and living in Paraguay, just their best lives in Paraguay, the official Republic of Paraguay. Strange is ultimately exposed and shot by the task force when he attempts to escape before falling into a river and being presumed dead. In Monarch's terror storyline, Strange mysteriously returns and he decides to work with another one of Batman's enemies, the Scarecrow. Well, that is actually a pretty sweet team up, considering they're both pretty psychological, the aspects of Batman. They're both PhDs, and they both like screwing with people's heads. And he uses him as a tool to help him capture Batman, while simultaneously have fallen further into his delusional state as he engages in a relationship with a female mannequin dressed in Batman's cowl. I think Domical is absolutely correct on this. It was like, the way to defeat him, Batman just needs to take him out on a date.
Yep.
Do you like your dinner? It's like, yes. Do you like my new lab coat? I just bought it. So this weird warp shit is going on. So he's got a female mannequin dress. And by the way, not the only time that one of Batman's bad guys has formed a relationship with a mannequin. This is like the second episode in a row where one of Batman's villains has romantic ties with a mannequin. I think what was the name of the mannequin? Was it Shelly for Clayface?
I think so.
I think it was Shelly. In reflecting his dual admiration and loathing of Batman, the Scarecrow turns on Strange. When the Professor's therapy proves ineffective enough to turn the Scarecrow's against his benefactor, tricking Strange into the cellar of his mansion base, where you got something.
Yeah, so actually it does turn out that he did get his degree from University of Phoenix from the humanities department in women's studies.
And she's like, and I had a minor in monster men and lesbian dance theory.
What an asshole. He does feel like a humanities.
He's like, how will I defeat the Batman? With critical race theory.
I'll just nag him to death.
He wears the cowl of the oppressor.
So he's going against benefactor. He tricks Strange into falling into the cellar of the mansion base, where the twisted psychiatrist is impaled on a weather vane that the Scarecrow had left in the cellar earlier. The Scarecrow then uses Strange's mansion as a trap for Batman, but his attempt to use Strange's plan fails when he tries to use Crime Alley as the scene of the trap, while ignorant of the reasons why that alley is significant to Batman. Okay, so that makes sense, because Strange kind of has the inkling that Batman may or may not be Bruce Wayne, but Scarecrow has no idea. There's no way that Hugo Strange would share that information with Scarecrow. So that tracks. Merely consisting of luring Batman and decapitating a former classmate of Crane's in front of the hero. And look, that is so Jonathan Crane, where he was like, you know what? There was this guy, he was a classmate of mine. I'm just gonna kill him. And hopefully that spooks Batman. And it was just like, with Catwoman's help, Batman locates Scarecrow's hideout and catches the Scarecrow in the cellar with Strange's body before the house is destroyed in a fire, but loses sight of Strange, with it being unclear whether Strange has actually survived the fall onto the weather vane. He claimed that he lured rats to himself by using his sweat so he could eat them, or if the Scarecrow and Batman were hallucinating from exposure to Crane's fear gas, although Batman concludes that the subsequent explosion of the house definitely killed Strange. I could probably say no. Oh, Dark Moon Rising, Batman and the Monster Man, Prey and Terror, all take place during Batman's early years in the modern timeline. Strange returns in a 4-part storyline called Ha Ha Ha, You Thought I Was Dead, called Transference. Initially appearing in his own bat suit, he captures Batwoman with the aid of his henchman Dora, a former patient whom he has subjected to extensive mental conditioning by Strange to act as the new Catwoman, and attempts to interrogate her about Batman's current status. Strange, dismissing the existence of Batman's new allies, proclaims them to be parasites, as he cannot accept that Batman would share his power with anyone. He is then shown posing as a psychiatrist doing standard stress evaluations at Wayne Enterprises. While Bruce Wayne is on the couch, Strange drugs him with a powerful hallucinogen to coax Wayne into admitting that he is Batman, while Wayne is able to escape by using cleaning fluid to start a fire. He fakes Batman's death by destroying the Batmobile with him supposedly in it, and triggers a post-hypnotic suggestion in himself, forcing him to completely repress the Batman aspect of his mind until Robin and Nightwing can defeat Strange.
So which Robin? Which Robin? If Nightwing's there, which Robin?
I'm assuming that's probably poor old Jason Todd.
Dead puppies. Dead puppies. Dead puppies aren't much fun.
Oh, gone, then forgotten, and then brought back in a better way. Yes, so faced with Nightwing and Robin, each denying that Wayne is Batman and witnessing Wayne's complete lack of combat reflexes and training, Strange becomes concerned that his theory that Bruce Wayne is Batman has been disproved, and realizes that he will never be able to learn the truth now that he has killed the Dark Knight. Faced with this conflicting situation, Strange has a mental breakdown and voluntarily turns himself in at Arkham Asylum. I thought he was going to commit suicide again with the cosmic rod. Strange next reappears as the head of a gang of supervillains attempting to take control of Gotham's east side, then controlled by Catwoman. Catwoman joins Strange's gang. That seems awfully odd considering the shit he just pulled the last time he was but you know, comics. Then allows its members to find out that she intends to betray him, faking her death when they attempt to eliminate her, although she defeats and imprisons most of the gang and even convinces Strange to leave the east side alone. Strange still mocks her by pointing out that he had faked his own death far more than she had. What a flex. it's not even gonna say, yeah, I'll let you know you might have faked your death to get out of this situation, but you ain't faked your death more than Papa Strange, let me tell you that right now. I was like, which, you know, kind of like a the link did suggest Tim Drake, but we're looking at the timeline here. Normally that just comes up for Robin. Oh, I guess it is Tim Drake. If it also doesn't say when it is. Could be either. Because it's in the Terror. They don't have a. Unfortunately, they don't have any. Not like Batman issue numbers or anything. But there is Tim Drake right here. So in Batman 665, what do we got here?
Only
Oh, yeah.
$99. Hugo Strange as Batman.
I mean, there's going to be some avid Hugo Strange fan who's going to pay for it. Or a collector who's got the full set. And he's like, I'm just missing Hugo Strange in the bat suit.
Oh, holding the cosmic rod.
All right. In Batman 665, Batman tells Tim Drake that a huge man dressed like a combination of Bane and Batman had beaten him up, and he suspects the imposter had used Hugo Strange's monster serum and daily venom shots to gain his size and strength. In Gotham Underground, Strange associating with other supervillains such as the Mad Hatter, Dr. Death, who, like I said, is probably the first supervillain that Batman ever encountered, and Two-Face. Strange and the others are rounded up by the Suicide Squad. Strange takes part in the miniseries Salvation Run. He's among the supervillains imprisoned on another planet. Wah, wah. The New 52. We'll gloss over this one. So I love how they have to give the little disclaimer. The continuity of the New 52, the 2011 reboot of the DC Universe. Detective Comics introduces the reader to Hugo Strange's son, Eli Strange, for the first time. Eli is first seen playing a game of poker with members of the Russian mob, betting a valuable bracelet, winning big, and cleaning house. Before he can walk away with his winnings, one of the mobsters forces him to play another hand, then discovers that Eli's sleeve is loaded with cards. Before he can have him killed, the criminals realize that their bracelet, Eli's, was a fake replica, had been stolen. Catwoman then pounces from the ceiling and takes out the entire group. She thanks Eli for being her distraction. The two haven't been working together the entire time, and tells him to run home to his father, which he is last seen doing. Later, Strange asks his son, with overseeing an operation to douse Gotham with fear. The Scarecrow led Batman to believe that a small boy in a picture would be harmed unless he put a stop to it. Arriving to the scene, Batman realizes that the small boy was actually Eli. He's a pretty versatile guy, this Eli Strange. He managed to avert the disaster. So he's young enough to think that Batman needs to save him, but he's like old enough to play poker with the Russian mob. So you can do with that information what you want. He manages to avert the disaster, and Eli is arrested. Batman reveals that Eli Strange is actually an alias for the boy's real name, Elliot Montrose. In Forever Evil, Hugo Strange is among the supervillains recruited by the crime syndicate to join the secret society of supervillains. All right, DC Rebirth. The continuity of DC Rebirth is DC Comics 2016 relaunch of its monthly superhero books. So Hugo Strange appears during the Night of the Monster Men crossover storyline. Although apparently now ignorant of Batman's identity, he is now determined to prove his superiority by attacking Gotham with a group of monster men he had created from the corpses of his former patients as representations of what Strange perceives as Batman's greatest flaw, his ego, grief, and fear. Which ultimately provokes Batman into a confrontation at Strange's office penthouse headquarters. Strange wears a what he terms as a suicide suit, a near replica of the bat suit without a cape and cowl, and is rigged to detonate if the wearer is subjected to any physical attack. What a bitch. I have this suit on. If you hit me, though, it's gonna explode. Nana nana poo poo. Um, you have to wear is subjected to any physical attack on the assumption that Batman will have no choice but to surrender the cowl to him as the true Batman, since he cannot take a life. Nightwing is able to defeat the monster, and also like just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
unless it's like taking readings that like
Oh,
heart.
he took a punch, blow up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it was. I'm not touching you. So yeah, this is like the bitch plan upon bitch plan. And then he's like, yeah, just give me your mask, as if that makes you the true Batman. Since he cannot take a life, Nightwing is able to defeat the final monster, an amalgamation of the previous ones, by literally leaping inside it to inject a prepared antidote. While Batman outwits Strange by having his ally Clayface cover the penthouse in an airtight seal. Prior to the conversation, Strange, delirious and running out of oxygen, loses consciousness, and Batman is still standing. Nightwing musing that Strange failed to realize that Batman's flaws were actually his motivations for protecting Gotham. Hugo Strange later appears as a member of the Cabal. Hashtag the Cabal. Friend of the channel, the Cabal. Love the Cabal here. Alongside Dr. Psycho, who appears to just be okay. I don't know, Dr. Psycho. 43.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. So at some point in time, he tied Wonder Woman with her hands behind her back because, as we know, the guy who created Wonder Woman had a binding fetish. Damn. Dr. Psycho. We did talk about per Decaton. And Queen Bee. So Beyonce was there. And Amazo. Amazo also been around forever. 1960. Gardner Fox, baby. Gardner Fox. Let's see, actually, who made Dr. Psycho?
He's known as a self-help author and comic book writer.
Co-creator of Wonder Woman. Is this yep, but he also invented the lie detector test. So he's invented an early prototype of the polygraph. So weird guy, loved watching women get tied up. And then
I want to see what his self-help books look like.
Yeah, it was like it helps if you're feeling down, find a woman with sizable breasts and bind her hands behind her back.
Will make you feel better.
Yep. And like I said, Queen Bee, I believe she's more affiliated with Teen Titans and
Young Justice.
Oh, Young Justice. First appearance, Justice League of
Gardner
America.
Fox.
Gardner Fox, baby. I'm telling you. Alter ego. Oh, Planet Coral.
Utilizing a boom tube.
Oh, a boom tube is what Darkseid uses to travel. But she's
Yes, but in her hands, the boom tube is a very different device.
I agree. She got that boom tube. Leader of the Hive World, Coral Zazala. Lives only for the interstellar expansion of her species. And judging by that fit, she shouldn't have any problem doing that. Yeah, so the Hive, so she's good, but in 1963 is no slouch either. So, but yeah, dude, Gardner Fox all over the place. She only has B cups. I used to know someone with that boom tube. Sad days. Yeah, that's quite the cabal. Alternate versions. He appears in DC Bombshells, which is basically yeah, just superheroines dressed up like, pinup girls. Jesus. My mouse is just going nuts here. Television. Hugo Strange appears in the DC animated universe. He first appears in Batman the Animated Series. The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne. You guys get it? You guys get it? He's
No, explain it to me.
because his last name is Strange, but it's like a strange secret, so it's like a play on words. He did it. They did it. Those guys are clever. Never fails to amaze me. But no, that's where I first learned of. I'm sure that's where a lot of you first learned of Doctor Strange. I agree, quite the cabal. But this version of he's a psychiatrist who runs a rest hospital that uses blackmail against Gotham's elite via a mind reading machine. He makes a no-speak cameo in Justice League Unlimited, the Doomsday Sanction, as a member of Project Cadmus, which is another whole hell of beans. He's also meant to appear in the episode Question Authority, but was replaced with Dr. Moon. You got nothing. Dr. Moon, Denny O'Neil.
Criminal.
Oh, wait. What?
Criminal neurosurgeon.
There's a pattern. Hugo Strange appears in the Batman.
Another animated.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I thought so. No, that's animated series, but yeah, that's the. I do actually like the Batman, but he's voiced by Frank Gorshin, the original Joker from '66.
No, not Joker.
Riddler. Sorry,
Riddler.
Riddler.
Yeah.
Did I say Joker? Well, I need
Yeah.
coffee. Later by Richard Green. This version is initially Arkham Asylum's chief psychiatrist before he becomes an inmate after unleashing an advanced robot on Gotham's criminals known as Dave. He later allies with the alien joining, who gave him universal knowledge but leaves him catatonic. Strange makes a non-speaking cameo in Batman the Brave and the Bold episode Nights of Tomorrow. Yeah, this is how he looks in the Batman. Kind of a departure, a little bit more penguin-y. Hugo Strange appears in Young Justice, and by Adrian Pasdar. This version is the chief psychiatrist and later the warden of Bel Rev Penitentiary, and he's a member of the Light. The Light is something that takes place. Now we have Hugo Strange appears in Gotham, portrayed by B.D. Wong. Great American actor. Shows up in a bunch
he
of
was
stuff.
in Gotham. He was obsessed with dinosaurs, but I mean,
yeah, there's some carryover. This version, he is the chief of psychiatry at Arkham Asylum and the overseer of Indian Hill, secret division of Wayne Enterprises that experiments on metahumans who secretly a lot of secrets in this description. Who secretly works to revive the dead with the assistance of the Court of Owls, with Fish Mooney, Theo Galvin, Azrael, Edward Nigma, and Leslie Tompkins along the most notable. Additionally, he is a friend and colleague of Thomas Wayne, who hired Patrick Malone to kill his wife Martha. Throughout the series, Strange is arrested and placed into federal custody, only to be eventually recruited by the court to help with their plan to spread a virus in Gotham City. However, he gets caught up in a gang war due to his work on the associated cure before working with the Gotham City Police Department in exchange for a pardon. Following this, Strange briefly works with Oswald Cobblepot before defecting to the League of Assassins. Film, he appears in Strange Days, which is like a animated. I don't think it's long. The running time. What's the running time on that beast? Yeah, running time
3
3
minutes.
It's just like a little short. Just single click select is driving me fucking nuts right now. It was like it's been double click for years. I don't know why single click has to be a thing. Batman versus Two-Face, which is also has the cast from the original series coming back,
And William Shatner as Two-Face.
Yeah, William Shatner as Two-Face. Jim Ward, retired American voice actor, and camera operator. All right. Gotham by Gaslight, which is a story that I don't like, but either way, he's in that. Hugo Strange. He's in a couple. He's a character that appears in Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. He is a much bigger character in Arkham City. Yeah, he's actually pretty sweet in the Arkhamverse. Yes, I agree. Arkham Strange is probably the best iteration of this character. Probably the most realized. And yeah, I mean, so I think we got it. There's not a lot of like designs to look at for him. I mean, he's pretty much, he just looks like this. He's got a beard, no mustache. Sometimes he's got a German accent. Sometimes he doesn't have a German accent. All in all,
Sometimes he's Asian.
yeah, you know, he's not like the coolest character out there, but he does definitely have some history. He goes all the way back to the Golden Age. Sometimes he's depicted quite creepier than others. He's since like developed like this very unhealthy obsession with Batman. And yeah, he's a bad dude. So you could say his casting was strange. So what yeah, so you have your show tonight. You're going to be talking about the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
tonight on Insert Title here at 7 p.m. PST over on my channel will be a Beatle themed. We'll do some rankings of like album covers and some of their bigger songs, as well as trivia. Then on Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST on my channel is Nerds Covering the News. And then that's it, because Make Me a Sandwich is on hiatus while we kind of just figured some things out. And then back here for the next episode of Cavecast.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, let's see. Let's do this real quick. Let's look Look here. While we have a second, a list of Golden Age Batman villains. Catwoman. I mean, we could do Dr. Death, but that's just that's gonna be too short. We could do the Monk.
How about Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
I was just gonna say that.
I think that one would probably be a little light.
Yeah, I was gonna say why don't we do,
Mad Hatter.
I was gonna say the Mad Hatter or Killer Moth. The Mad Hatter it is. Mad Hatter. Oh, Rick, we did honor El Gaucho, but just for you, buddy, we will.
For what's right. For love. My paws are a cry for justice. My dick veins are a cry of passion. I am El Gaucho.
There you go, bud. I wouldn't
Brings up a
want
good
you to.
point.
What?
Kind of a
Hey, that
Tweedledee and
that.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Mad Hatter, since they both have Alice in Wonderland aspect.
Well, there's a couple in here too. Like this would be a good way to wrap up the Golden Age. So I think I'm just gonna call it Golden Age
Wrap up.
Yeah, Golden Age wrap up. Because we have the Monk. Although, hold on, let me type in the Monk, because the Monk actually, I think he ends up going. Yeah, he eventually starts going by the Mad Monk, who you're being a real dick, Google. Okay, I'll type in the Mad Monk.
Batman and the Mad Monk. Yikes, only one occurrence. Well, no, 6 issues. 06 to 07.
Oh, that's just the series.
Right.
Oh, he doesn't even have his own Wikipedia page. Yeah, he goes back to one of those lists. So okay, I was just making sure. The only other one might be Dr. Death.
Kevorkian?
Yeah, okay. You can read his entire page it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Yeah, so we will do the Golden Age wrap up. If I go through and do some research here today and find out that you know what, the Mad Hatter though, hold on. Bear with me, guys. No, the Mad Hatter we could do on his own. He's got enough.
Then Mad Hatter and then a roundup. I mean,
Yeah,
a
Mad
wrap
Hatter,
up.
then a roundup. All right, so Mad Hatter next week. That'll be sweet. Oh boy. Yeah, this will be interesting. So guys, you can get your Batman information anywhere. He's had plenty of iterations. We'll get to him eventually. We're just wrapping up Golden Age, and then we're gonna move on to Silver Age and then Bronze Age. Yeah, so we will see you guys next week. I will have the news tomorrow. There will be no news next week because my band has a show. But other than that, my schedule will be pretty regular. So we'll see you guys later. Like the stream, please. Share it out. Subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next week.
You want to get some? Come on.
Yes, Batman, clad in the somber costume which has struck terror to the heart of many a swaggering denizen of the underworld.
Bob? Done.
Holy CinemaScope! Holy miscast Batman! Holy movie moguls! Holy cliffhangers Batman! Holy suborbit Batman! It's raining down there! Big history! Holy catastrophes Batman! Holy bullseye Batman! Holy stereo! Listen to this! Holy armadillos! Holy Krypton! Holy trampoline! Holy fork in the road! Holy Titanic Batman! Holy Houdini! Holy funny bone to George! Holy chutzpah! Holy precision! Clockwork!
Tomorrow, same that time, same that channel.
The monster who took you from me will soon learn that revenge is a dish best served cold.